Hey, welcome to week 3. We should celebrate. We made it through some tough times there with Blackboard, but I think we're over that now, so that's good. So hopefully get back to a better routine of posting videos now that I know that you all have access to Blackboard and can see the videos more regularly, and of course all the content more regularly, etc., etc. So thank you so much for your patience. I really appreciate it. I think we can move forward now. So I have commented on all the drafts, so I'm going to make a couple of general comments about the research guide just in general, and of course you can see my individual feedback to you. I replied to your emails that you sent me, and so you have those at your disposal. If you need any clarification, do not hesitate to send me an email or come see me during my office hours, or request an individual visit, or I can meet you anywhere on campus anytime that you would like. So please let me know that. My first general comment on the drafts is the following. Make sure, and this is always tough with this research guide, because we talk about discourse communities. And the particular discourse community that we're looking at right now is the discourse community of communication between professionals within the field. And so a lot of times it's a little struggling to make that, we kind of want to disconnect that in our minds to say that we are, how do I as a professional communicate with another professional in my field more globally, maybe, or nationally, as opposed to interdepartmental, or either, or even within like a company. And where that was applicable, I made those comments to you so that you can think about those type of things, and make sure that you should have journals, conferences, or some other type of professional organization where there might be some established mechanisms of communication in which you can then participate. The second comment that I want to make is concerning genres. Genres can be kind of difficult to understand. So a genre in our particular case for most of our communities will be the specific types of writing in which you see members of that community participating. So if you are in psychology or sociology or nursing or any of these, you have these journals. And those journals are generally academic, peer-reviewed type journals, and they are usually participating in one of the following. They're either research studies, they may be research proposals, sometimes they are in the form of sometimes there's book reviews. Generally you're going to find either a research study or a research proposal where they're proposing a certain kind of research or reviewing a certain kind of research within the field over a specific topic. And that's kind of going to be our bread and butter for the remainder of this course. We're talking about, we're looking at academic genres. So, and then my last comment on the drafts is in your contemporary research, and then leading into your research questions, those should all be supported by some sort of scholarly research and academic article, something that you found within one of the participatory mechanisms within the genre of the academic paper, the academic journal, the scholarly journal, peer-reviewed journal, whatever you want to call it. Those are all kind of synonymous. Sometimes I use those interchangeably. So think about that as you work on revising those drafts. As a friendly reminder, those are due Sunday night, as well as blog post number 2 is due Sunday night. So this week is mostly some reading, and which we're going to talk about here in a second, and then you have two things that are due Sunday night. So we don't have a Friday thing scheduled this week. All right, so I'm going to minimize myself here, and we'll I also would like to review a little bit how to find stuff in the course. So I know we've kind of, for those of you who might not have been able to get on Blackboard consistently. So of course this is an instructor view, so yours might not look exactly like this, but it should be semi-close. But along the left-hand column here, other than the syllabus, you'll probably spend the majority of your time probably in weekly tasks and assignments, and that's where we're going to find most of our stuff. So if you click on that, takes us into where we are right now. We are still in Project 1, and so we have weeks 1 through 3, and of course there's an overlap here. So let's start with Project 1. and I believe that project 1 for week 3 is probably going to be just the where we have the project 1 final draft and process memo, which I will release a video later on in the week, and we'll kind of get into more specifically what that is. But as far as our actual activities that we want to start doing now, of course, we're revising project 1. So this here says activities for week 3 are in project 2 folder. All right. So let's go up here, and we can get back to weekly tasks and assignments by clicking up here or just clicking on the left-hand side, whichever you prefer to do. So we're heading into project 2, genre analysis, which is some of the reason for the readings this week. So let's just scroll down and go to week 3 activities, September 12th through the 18th. Watch the week 3 video, which you are kind of doing now. This is probably call this 3A. Last week, towards the end of the week, Blackboard I could not get on Blackboard, so there was never a 2B video, which is why we made the changes that we made. And I gave you guys the extra time for the weekend to work on your drafts, and we postponed some other things. Pardon my phone there. So, so right now, we're by Wednesday, try to watch this video, read chapter 2 in the textbook, chapter 4, and then read 1 or more of the following. And so I've got listed here, I believe that there are 3. And so you want to at least have summaries of 2 texts, so you want to ideally read 2 of these, either the Devitt Publishing Reef, Harris, or Miller. Well, I guess there's Wardle's in there too. So there's Wardle, there's Harris, then we have Devitt, and then we have Miller. All right, so, and then it says here, read at least 1 text identified in your project 1 research or subsequent research as valuable to the discourse community you will be studying. And then you want to have blog 2 is going to be a summary of 2 texts, and so we'll unpack that here in just a second. So mostly you want to start by Wednesdays watching this video, and you want to read chapter 2 and chapter 4, and then by Wednesday I will try to explicate this a little bit more. But let's take a look at summaries of 2 texts on blog 2, which is, again, not due till Sunday night. So it says, for this blog post, you will demonstrate your ability to read and accurately summarize academic texts. Select one of the writing studies texts and locate a peer-reviewed article from your discourse community. So that is where we would go to one of those journals. Perhaps it's one of the ones that we use to think about our contemporary research. And this is where we're going to perform a genre analysis. So right now, we're just going to work on kind of summarizing the two specific texts. You'll find 1 writing studies text. You can pick any of the 4, and then you want to find one of your own. And those will be the 2 texts. So technically, of the 4, you can look them up, figure out which ones you like or don't like, or if you start to get into one, you probably will find the shortest one, whichever. I find the Wardle text very interesting. It's a good read, so I might recommend that one of the ones here, Identity, Authority, and Learning to Write in New Workplaces. And then, of course, you will find one of your own, okay? And so we'll talk about how you'll give me that link to that paper or send me that academic paper. So make sure when you find the one that you're going to do that you save it somewhere that you can then get it to me. So that's what we have on tap basically for this week. So let's just make sure the readings are there. You guys are really awesome this week. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Okay, yeah, so we got Wardle, and then materiality. I believe that is Miller, and then we have Harris, and then mining text and reading to write. And I believe that's the Devitt text is materiality, and then mining text and reading to write would be the Miller text. Okay, so there's all your text right there. Again, I do recommend Wardle. I don't know if it's not necessarily the shortest, but it's definitely one of the. It's a good read. It's an enjoyable read. All right, so for the purpose of review, real quick, before I'm trying to keep this under 10 minutes. This Friday, final draft and process memo, and I will tell you what a process memo is in the next video. Let's go back here. We'll have our week 3 activities here, and those are the readings. So I'll just make sure that we understand that real quick. 15 seconds. I don't think I'm going to make it. All right. Watch week 3 video. Read out of our textbook, right? Wordsworth Guide. You guys have that, etc., etc. chapter 2, chapter 4, and then just read one or more of the following. Again, Wordle I would recommend, and then you need to make sure that you dig up one peer-reviewed academic scholarly article from your discourse community, more specifically out of one of the journals that you mentioned in your research guide. And even better, if it kind of links into either one of your research questions, is even better. And then you'll have a blog 2, summaries of the 2 texts, and then your final project the final draft, of project 1 is due, and the process memo is due by 11:59 this Sunday night. So we've still got some time. It's only Monday. There's plenty of time to go, and so let's just keep moving forward. Please let me know if you have any other questions, and I will plan on having a week 3B video to you by Wednesday, and I'll review a little bit more about the final draft, what the process memo is, and we'll talk a bit more about the blog. So I try to keep these as short as possible. All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Bye.